Hello, hello. Welcome aboard the Uncommon Show. I'm your host, Tyson Tully. I want to thank you for joining me for the second time this week. This is the first time I have ever posted twice in a week, something I'm going to push to do just to give myself more reps, improve, give you more of the content that you desperately need, deserve, want, desire, yearn for, crave, all of those things. I'm trying to feed you. So thank you for tuning in. If you've had time for me to talk twice in your week, I really appreciate you. I really do, and you're a special individual. I got a fun episode for you. Obviously, I just recorded a couple days ago, so my brain is still mad about those same things. But instead of talking about the same things over and over and over and over, what I thought I would do is kind of go over the three teams that I have as finalists to who I may sign with this offseason. As you know, I had a tremendous betting record for my first official betting season on the NFL. I went 17-9. That means 17 wins and 9 losses. And probably 3 to 4 of those losses were complete BS and absolutely shouldn't have happened. I don't know why, but I'm just saying that because the statistics are statistics. 75% of the time, I lose for real, but 25% of the time, I lose because it was horse crap. And that's just facts. It's statistics. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with the calculators or statisticians or historians, whoever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be talking about the three teams because I'm so excited to tell you guys about these three teams that I might sign with. What I'm trying to say is that I haven't officially been on a team, and I'm going to go over the three teams that I'm debating between, and I will reveal in a video at a later date, so more on that coming. And then I'm also going to talk about my first official outdoor round of 2026, and those of you who are watching this currently, not coming back once I'm uber famous and you want to see where did this guy come from, I am recording this February 17th. It's February 17th, 2026. And those of you that know Wisconsin, February is not exactly ideal golfing weather. I was golfing and there was snow on the ground in certain spots. That is what we do in Wisconsin. A day like today in Florida would probably send everybody home, and schools might be canceled, and there would be shutdowns and probably still traffic somehow. But a day like this in Wisconsin in February, are you kidding me? We weren't the only people on the golf course. It was my father and I. I'm going to be getting into that. I'll have the Thin Reaper share his thoughts on the matter as well, since he's the one that hits the links. You know, I'm I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. So I guess with that, I might as well get into the three teams that are my finalists. I'm going to be analyzing data. I'm going to be going over things. I'm going to be deciding what is best for me. But right now, the three teams that I am working with, I'm going to start with the team that I was a fan of all my childhood when I actually played football. My football background is pretty minimal. I started in 4th grade. I think that's the first year of tackle football where I'm from. I did not play flag football because I am not a pussy. Flag football is for old people that can no longer tackle each other because they have 9-to-5s they need to get to, and it's for pussies. I don't even think it's for children. I think children should be tackling each other and learning the lessons that come with not having your head on a swivel. That's just my opinion. That's what you come to the show for. Sue me for it later. But as a kid, when I did play football from 4th grade to about 7th grade, I think was my last year playing football, I was a fan of the New England Patriots. I was a fan of Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's an important name to bring up when I get into some of my other possible decisions. I was a huge Tom Brady fan, so I was a Patriots fan, and I always it's if you can't tell, if this is your first time joining the show, my personality tends to lean on the side of where can we piss people off with this? Not in like a hopping mad, they want to hurt me, but just in a they get their blood boiling a little bit. Maybe they chase me for a few feet and then they realize that it was all in good fun anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know, brotherly love kind of thing. That's what I like to do to people. And the Patriots, if you don't know much about football, are probably the best team to just say you're a fan of if all you want to do is get under people's skin. Because all you have to do is say, I'm a Patriots fan, and you'll just see a bunch of people go, oh, nobody likes Patriots fans. Everybody hates the Patriots. So it was rather fitting. And I picked them simply because I was talking so much smack. I needed to pick a team. I don't know what I thought about Tom Brady, but I just chose him, and it worked out. I did not know how good they were, how bad they were. I just grabbed them as a child, and it worked out pretty good because they won multiple Super Bowls while I was a fan, watching so many Packers fans have their hearts broken year after year, all of these things. It was truly amazing. But that was when I was a child, and I fell in love head over heels with the game of basketball. That's where, my focus went sports-wise. Didn't really watch football outside of the Super Bowl, which, of course, I rooted for Mr. Tom Brady when he played for the Buccaneers and they won. That was good stuff. Winnie, I'm working. Can you go in your spot? Kids these days, they got no respect for what it takes to put food on the table, I mean, you'll have to bear with me and the dog. He's probably going to interrupt a couple more times. We are at the time where he needs to go outside and run around and try to kill something, or he will lose his mind. So, but that's why the Patriots are one of my 3 finalists, is because I was a fan I was a fan when I was a kid and they were extremely successful. I am now in a position where I need to choose a team, and they are, they just went to the Super Bowl. Fluke or not, they went to the Super Bowl. So it kind of seems fitting that if I'm going to pick a team, I might as well re-up the team that I was as a kid. And people who know me from back when I played football know I was a Patriots fan. And they're also pretty successful right now. So why not hop on that and just ride it out? So that's my case to me for why the Patriots might be the right pick. The next pick is the Chicago Bears. And that is a little out of left field, except for I live in Madison, Wisconsin. It's a couple hours away from Chicago. It's maybe basically the same distance, maybe a little bit less to go to Green Bay, which is the obviously home-stated team, Green Bay Packers. But the Bears are in the final 3 because my mother is a Bears fan. And I mean, there's two things that determine where people usually cheer for their favorite football team: where they're born and who their parents cheered for. Usually their dad, but in this case, it's my mother. She's a Bears fan. Always has been. Always has been. As a kid, I can remember her being one of the only Bears fans at all the Packer events that we would find ourselves at. She was married to a Packer fan for quite some time, and his whole family were Packer fans. So there was, she was always the Bears fan. And, I was the lonely Patriots fan, whatever. But she was the Bears fan that everybody was, the Bears. And she would be like, the Packers. And, it's one of the oldest rivalries in sports. So it makes sense. Like I said, it's in my personality to just try to get under people's skin a little bit, especially Packer fans. Since a young age, I have just been amazed at how terrible and privileged and downright unpleasant most Packer fans are. And no matter where I go this offseason, I want the people of Lambeau to know that it was never them. It was never going to be Lambeau. And right now you may say, well, we didn't want you anyway, but eventually you're going to wish you had me on your side. You're going to wish. And I hate to say it, you were never even a possibility. And that, it's not the fans, it's not the team's fault, because frankly, I enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers. I enjoy watching Jordan Love. I enjoy watching Josh Jacobs. I enjoy watching Devontae Adams. I enjoy watching Christian Watson. I enjoy watching Micah Parsons. I enjoy all of these, and frankly, I still do. I watch the games, and they're fun. But being a Packer fan was just never, ever, ever a possibility. And so that's why the Bears have to get the nod. I can drive to their games. It's in my blood, and it would upset Packer fans. It's a strong case. The third team, and you'll remember I mentioned a young man by the name of Tom Brady. The third team is probably the biggest curveball, and it's the Las Vegas Raiders, who are owned, at least in portion, by one Tom Brady. So I was always a Tom Brady fan, not necessarily a New England Patriots fan. I was always a Tom Brady fan. Tom Brady has a team still. He has a team still, and they're making moves. They're in Vegas. Their colors are cool. They got a great history. There's a lot there to, it could be a bandwagon that you hop on that in 2-3 years, everybody's going to be hopping on it. I mean, who's to say? Maybe it's 5 to 10 years. But it's Tom Brady we're talking about. It's a historic franchise we're talking about. It's Las Vegas, baby. We're talking about Vegas. I don't know. There's a strong case especially for the sure things aspect of it. Like if I call the Oakland Raiders being the greatest dynasty over the next, we'll say, 10 to 15 years, boy, that'd be special. I'd get a lot of credibility from the people who watch this show, which at this point I only am certain that my father watches, and I don't think he watches every episode. Maybe a couple other people watch as well, but if I were to call that kind of shot, you'd have to think I could hit that 10 view threshold, 15 views, 20 views maybe, and that is not a shot at anybody watching this. If you're watching this, I greatly appreciate you. Even if it's you, Dad, I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. But just trying to crack a joke at my own self, just for something to talk about. So yeah, that's my 3 teams. Those are the 3 teams that one of them I will be signing with this offseason, and I will be committing to them for my life. It is a big deal for my life. I'm not going to do this. Pick a team. A couple years later, I'm picking a new team. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be a lifer, because that is what you do as a fan of a football team, is you live and die with that team. So my decision is going to be made. My decision is going to be final, and it will be broadcasted. It will be broadcasted. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to the Thin Reaper, and he's going to give us the range report for today, February 16th. I guess this is coming. Sorry, it's the 17th still. But he's going to give us the range report. We're going to go over the first outdoor round of the year. Well, hello. As Ugly mentioned, I am going to be going over the first outdoor round of the year. Here in Wisconsin, I was lucky enough on February 17th to be able to play outside relatively comfortably with my father at a course in Waunakee, Wisconsin called the Meadows of 6 Mile Creek, a course I have played before. And it was a February round of golf, man. I mean, it was really just surreal to be out there. It was, after so long of hitting on the simulator, to get the club back on the grass and feel how the turf interacts with your club and watch the ball actually fly through the... Holy smokes. I don't know what that was. That scared me. Watch the ball fly. Watch the ball fly through the air and see it bounce on the green and the spin and really everything. All the stuff that when it's simulated, it's just not the same. It's really not. So it was fun to see that. Wind is the big one. Like you can see when the wind is blowing on a simulator when the thing tells you, but when you're standing over that shot, feeling the wind blowing in a certain direction, and it's the exact direction you don't want the ball going because you happen to hit it too far that direction, things change. The swing gets adjustments that the simulator doesn't seem to simulate all that well. So that was a blast. Obviously, putting was that was horrendous. It was terrible. It was awful. Not the reading. If there's one thing I can do, it's read a putt. When it comes to golf, if there's one thing I can do, it is read a putt. Now, hit that putt and have good pace with it is a whole other conversation, and one that is probably one of the worst things in my game. I consistently suck from 30 to 50 feet putting. Consistently suck. And I think more people suck at it than they want to admit. I think most people are pretty generous to themselves when it comes to putting. Like, I think if they hit it to within 5 feet and then they happen to miss it, they probably aren't counting it. I don't know. I play with some pretty high integrity individuals, but I don't think it gets talked enough about how bad people are at putting. Like, I don't think that these handicap scores, like your buddy that's a 5, I don't think he's actually a 5 if he was putting everything out. And maybe that's why my handicap is still sitting around a 10, is because I play with some dudes that they want to see that ball go in the hole, and they're not doing much better. I mean, when you're standing over a 8-foot putt for 7, and I'm standing over a 5.5-foot putt for 6, all of a sudden that putt, you're gonna want to see it. Or even if it's a 3.5-footer, I've had to putt those. I mean, I play in some competitive stuff with my brother and my father. Like I said last episode, I'm a competitive nut. You think that just came out of nowhere? There's some real killers that I play with. So I'm just saying, putting is a very, very difficult thing, and I was reminded of just how difficult it can be today. I probably had like 4 3-putts, and one of them was like a 4-putt. I might have even had 5 in total if you count that 4-putt. It was rough on the greens. Relatively happy with how I struck the ball. There were a couple times where I truly was like, yep, you hit the center of the face. You did exactly what you wanted to there, and there were draws, which is not something I usually hit. Those of you that are familiar with amateur golf tendencies, the miss is a slice, and being a right-handed player, that would mean the ball moves from left to right in an extreme fashion. And to see the ball going right to left, which is a draw, which is usually the sign of a much more solid mechanic swing, much more technically sound swing, and it's online, and it's what I had envisioned, and it landed a number that I was happy with. Hey, I'll take that. First round outside. Overall, I played 9 holes. I shot a 45, which was kind of my number. I said, as long as it's not worse than 45, I'll be kind of like, geez, Tyson. I mean, we've worked a lot in the past few months here to be putting up those kinds of numbers. So what happened? But the fact that I went 45 and it took double bogeys, actually a double and a triple bogey on the last 2 holes, I'll take that. It is what it is. It is what it is. I wasn't exactly dialed in, competitive, crazy. I was just like, what does it look like when my ball's actually flying through the air? Because just getting those visuals back is a whole different thing. The first time, you're only trying to take away pointers. You're trying to take away the feels that you've been trying to make on the simulator. Where's it actually going? Because the ball flight doesn't lie to you. TrackMan can lie to you. The ball flight's not going to lie to you. So I'm happy with it. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. I think it was probably as bad as I could have scored, and it still wasn't any worse than a 45. I really did my best to give it all away. So I can't wait to share more in the future as to what kind of scores I'm putting up. I think this could be a great year for me to finally be putting that on the internet, because I think I'm going to finally start shooting some scores. Here's a sure thing for you. I'm going to break 80 more than 5 times this season. I broke it once last season. I'm going to break it more than 5 times this season. That's a sure thing. And unfortunately, DraftKings won't have any predictions on that unless, a couple of these videos do really well. But if I were a betting man, I'd put the house on it. So that's the recap of my round today, February 2026, first round of 2026. Shot a 45, but hey, I was just happy to be there. Welcome back, folks. All things considered, I would say this was a very successful episode. Talked about the 3 teams that I'm going to be deciding between when it comes to where I'm going to live out my football fan career. And we talked about my first official outdoor round of golf in 2026. First round of 9, that is. Not the first round of 18. We'll see when that comes. But I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you listening as always. Please leave a comment, like the video, share it if you know anybody that might get a kick out of what I talk about on a daily basis. I will be back with you today. I said Tuesday, I think, at some point in this video. This video is coming out, I shouldn't say. We'll see. It's either going to be a Thursday, Wednesday, or a Thursday. Likely a Thursday. But anyway, I will see you on Monday again. You will see me this next Monday. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Have a great one.